There we go. All right. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here today to the LS Tractor 200 at Phoenix Raceway. The first race at Phoenix this season for the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the fourth race on the schedule already. No practice or qualifying for Kyle Busch as we take him into this race here tonight. Pretty short one. Again, 200 laps, 200 miles in this race. Not a very long race at a pretty short race track, so it should be a lot of fun. Braden Thompson, Black Ace King, Jackson Pittner, welcome to the stream. We had an epic race last night at Daytona with an epic finish in the Truck Series. We'll see what we've got for the Xfinity Series here tonight. I think we should have another good one, that is for sure. Yep, just 3 more to 500. So for those of you new that would be watching this after the live stream is already up, please subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We are growing very rapidly on the channel, that is for sure. And that is pretty much all I'm going to say about that for now. So we're just going to hop right on into this. Austin Cindric on the pole for today's race. 3 races, 3 different winners in the first 3 races of the season for the NASCAR Xfinity Series on NASCAR Heat 5 with this custom schedule. Your 3 winners, Austin Hill at Daytona. Then we had Austin Cindric winning at Charlotte. And in the last race, it was Kyle Busch getting the victory at Martinsville. So here we go, another short track, here we go, and we are underway. Green flag in the air for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Phoenix. Pretty good jump on that initial start. Kyle Busch goes to the outside here, 3 wide into turn 1. Little contact already, turn 1, lap 1. Chad Fincham in the 13 car to his inside. Kind of rubbed up against Kyle a little bit. Fincham had to get out of the gas, lost a couple more spots on corner exit. Austin Cindric will lead lap 1 out in front of the field from the pole. Busch still stuck on the top. Justin Haley, who started at the rear, right along with us, had a big run to the bottom. Kyle Busch going to look under him now into turn 1. Kyle Busch comes into this race 9th in the point standings. Austin Cindric has a massive lead, finishing in the top 3 in each of the first 3 races of the season. He's got a win, a 2nd place finish, and a 3rd place finish in the first 3 races. So Cindric's got a massive points lead. We're over 1 race behind. Just 3 races into the season, though. Still plenty of time before the end of the regular season to try and get that regular season championship. But it should be a good race. Man, excuse me. Brody the Legend, welcome to the stream. $197 laps to go, but already on lap 4 here in this one. Kyle Busch moving up slowly but surely. Jesse Little right on his back bumper. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. Oh, a little bit back in the gas a little too soon. Busch got just tight enough to allow Jesse Little to get under him. Little clears him, but Busch drives it in deep into turn 1, trying to get right back under Little, and that didn't work out at all. Busch lost a ton of ground in turns 1 and 2. Oh, you reset your career mode? Oh, how'd you do that? Now you have to start from dirt to cup. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, you could skip straight to the Cup Series, but you're just not going to have the money and the funding for it on your career mode. Kyle Busch went to the apron through the dog leg that time, and that carried a lot of speed through turns 1 and 2. A little bit of an awkward angle into the corner. It's the only thing with running down there, but it is the shortest way around the racetrack for sure. But he's able to get around David Starr pretty quickly, get right back to 26th. And that lap was his fastest lap of the race, mainly due to that little bit of a shortcut. Busch seems like he's got a decent car. He's 9 seconds off the lead already, just 7 laps into a short track, nonetheless. Considered an intermediate is Phoenix, 1 mile racetrack. I like to consider it a short track due to its length and fairly flat. Races much like a short track, although both corners are so much different from each other. Both before and after the reconfiguration. Kyle Busch got in the back of Jesse Little there through 1 and 2. Not by much, but just a little bit. Enough to slow them both down. Anthony Alfredo running right in front of Kyle Busch. Jesse Little. John Kraft, welcome to the stream. And Jesse Little looks really fast in that Ford car in the early going of this race, let me tell you. Just blew by Anthony Alfredo. He started a little bit in front of us, but he's coming on pretty strong here. Justin Haley looked strong at the beginning. He's kind of faded back. Kind of stalled out a little bit. Little contact turns 3 and 4 now between Kyle Busch and Anthony Alfredo. Ooh, big clear that time for Busch. Man, you guys are gonna have to excuse me here for a little bit. I got a frog in my throat. Man, my voice was fine all day until like I got home and it's like wanting to give out on me. Joshua White, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'll be NASCAR 21 likely. I did see that right when I got off work. And it looks like caution's out already. Only on lap 12, but caution's out for the first time today. Heavy smoke. Looks like an accident occurred off of turn 4. Can't tell exactly who it is. So a lot of drivers pitting at the rear of the field. 27th on back, it looks like. Nobody was a lap down yet. There was no lap traffic for the leaders. Kyle Busch is going to stay out simply because, again, with the Xfinity series, we're unlimited tires. We can only pit 4 times for tires. Or 4 sets of tires, I should say, so.
We're going green. Are you ready?
So here we go, green flag back in the air. Another good restart for Kyle Busch, this time on the bottom instead of the top. Tommy Joe Martin's really spun the tires too. Busch quickly got around him and got in front of him into turn 1. He takes it 3 wide to the bottom of the track, trying to stick the corner. Not bad for as deep as he drove it in. Nice and clean. I have a tire limit. Yeah, I give myself a tire limit, just like the trucks and Xfinity series have to do on a weekly basis. We got, I mean, the Cup Series does it from time to time, but usually they have enough. They don't have to worry about it. But yeah, we go with 4 tires, 4 sets of tires. So we saw that happen in the last race here, or 2 races ago at Charlotte. We had to manage our tires to make sure we were going to be able to make it to the end of the race. Again, something else I do to kind of make it more realistic as well as tougher on myself. Definitely gives us a little more strategy to work with. And knowing there's a lot of drivers on 12-lap pressure tires behind us, despite the fact we have a faster car, better get a move on here. Busch with a big run off of turn 2 to the inside of Joe Graff Jr. He's going to overtake for the position. Yes. Didn't look like he was going to clear him there in the center of the corner. Busch moved up the track. He did have him cleared. Lap 20 already.
Got a car coming inside now. Clear road, brother.
Busch down to the apron again through the dog leg. No penalty for cutting the course here. Oh boy! That was a big side draft on Hemrick. He about made contact with him. It's such a blind corner when you go down there, when you're that driver that decides to take that shortcut coming back onto the track. You really can't tell if you've got somebody cleared or not, or somebody's to the outside of you until you actually get there. And that's where the spotter becomes a huge help on this racetrack. Obviously with the game we don't have the best spotters, so didn't use that side view camera to my best ability there, so that would be the cause of that. But we never made contact. It was definitely close though. Be welcome to the stream. Ooh. Busch going to kind of start off a little higher through 1 and 2, slowly carry that momentum down towards the yellow line. Couldn't quite grip it as much as he wanted to there, but not a bad drive off nonetheless. Would I play F1 2020? No, I don't plan on it. Again, this is a NASCAR-oriented channel, and the main purpose of this channel, especially with these full race live streams, is to do a realistic broadcast, simply because I want to get into broadcasting someday, and this is like a first foot in the door. So it's not like, although it's somewhat of a gaming channel, I kind of don't like to consider it a gaming channel for that purpose. That and it's happening, you know, live as I'm playing it, broadcasting. Because I've gotten recommended, like, if I already, 9 times out of 10, I might stumble across the race, I have no clue what's going to happen. Especially if it's a much older race. You know, like, I'm talking like pretty much 90s on back. As long as it's not like a, even some of those races I've watched, more the higher marquee races I've seen before, but yeah, I don't want to do that for that purpose, and obviously you're at risk of getting copyrighted, which you should, I should say I shouldn't have a problem with getting copyrighted necessarily for something like that, but already knowing the outcome kind of defeats the purpose of wanting to do a broadcast. It just wouldn't be my best ability of broadcasting when I know what's coming. Gaming Hot Plates, welcome to the stream. But yeah, I'm not a big F1 fan though, regardless of the fact. I don't really watch it too much. I don't have enough knowledge of it either. So it just wouldn't showcase the best of ability for me to broadcast it. I feel like NBC, the style and the format of which they broadcast the races kind of fits my style a little bit. But I would have to assume Rick Allen is going to be staying at NBC for a long time to come. He's still pretty young yet, by broadcasting standards. I mean, he could be the face of NASCAR 20 years from now, you know. So, if I was looking to really get into it, you look at a guy like Mike Joy. Now, I don't think I'm going to step up quite that quickly. Adam Alexander will probably end up filling the shoes of Mike Joy whenever Mike decides to step away and retire, which, I mean, you got to think it's probably going to be coming within the next handful of years. It's kind of sad to say because Mike's probably my favorite broadcaster of all time, especially in the NASCAR realm. I mean, he's been a part of my childhood. I mean, NASCAR on Fox, 2001. I was born in '99. Like, all I remember is watching NASCAR on Fox growing up. And even to this day, and hearing Mike Joy's voice every single time. But I feel like the stepping up the ladder, you know, situation would be a lot easier at Fox versus NBC. If I ever got put in that situation, obviously I can't tell the future down the road, you know, if I'll even be in that position, but I hope to someday be in that position. Oh, man. Well, contact there. Busch seems to get tight on entrance to the corner, and then he's pretty loose on exit. And you saw right in the center of the corner after he made contact with the 07 of Ray Black Jr. He then just kind of got a little bit looser. Rear end of the car started sliding out. Rick Allen used to work for Fox. Yeah, he did. He broadcasted the truck races for a very long time. He was broadcasting the truck races back when it was on Speed Channel still. Before Fox Sports 1 and all that kind of took place. So that tells you how long Rick Allen's definitely been in the business. He definitely deserves that Cup broadcasting gig on NBC simply for that reason. He's been on the NASCAR side of things for a very long time. And I thought he did a great job when he was broadcasting the truck races. I feel like that fit him pretty well. Might start broadcasting Canada in the trucks. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to just stick somebody in a Cup Series or an Xfinity Series broadcast booth immediately. That just doesn't happen. Unless you get assigned to like one gig, like a truck and K&N Series, and then all of a sudden, you know, somebody, you know, is out for a couple weeks or whatever, and it's like, oh, we need someone to fill it in. Well, this is the only guy we got. It looks like you're doing double duty kind of thing. Or split weekends, you know, where Xfinity's racing one track and the Cup is racing another. Usually when you see the split there also. Yeah, back to the broadcast. 36 laps into the race. Kyle Busch has cracked the top 10 for the first time today. Riley Herbst's next driver ahead of him. Austin Hill with a pretty good run. First time we've seen him really in the top 10 since Daytona when he got that season opening win. Again, we come into this race 3 different winners in the first 3 races of this custom schedule season. Can we see a 4th different winner today? Only 12 spots in the playoffs. So Busch has to be on his best behavior. He was off to a rough start those first 2 races. Finally got that win at Martinsville just 3 races in, but that's also his first top 10. And with no stages, consistency matters more than ever as far as the race finishes go, especially in this regular season to set the regular season playoff field, or the field for the playoffs. Busch has a huge run on the 18 of Riley Herbst. Trying to get around him through turns 1 and 2. He's on the inside. So Kyle Busch is working his way through the field. Not that far into this thing, but here's Austin Hill in 8th. Kyle Busch got to start the corner high. He's not really diamonding the corners off like he wants to. Car just doesn't have that good of drivability. Going to be a track position kind of a day, it looks like, for Kyle Busch, and starting at the rear with no qualifying or practice definitely doesn't help him. Look at how deep Austin Hill drove that on the outside. Really tried to outbrake Kyle Busch, but he can't stick with him off the exit of the corner by doing that. Rick Allen makes everything feel dramatic. That can be good and bad. You definitely kind of need that, though. Because if he didn't make the little things dramatic, why should you care? You know, why should the average fan or even a new fan trying to watch the sport, why should they care if Rick Allen's, you know, not being over dramatic about the little things? And enthusiastic about the little things. I mean, it's like that's a huge part of broadcasting. You really got to try to reel in the attention of the audience. On top of, if the race is actually a good race, that will keep the attention of them, yes. But, I mean, let's be honest, from start to finish, there's going to be at least one slow point 9 times out of 10 throughout the course of the race. And you got to fill the gap. You got to know the questions to ask the color commentators. And I think one advantage that Rick Allen has versus Mike Joy is that he's got a couple other guys to ask questions to versus Mike Joy, especially this year, only had Jeff Gordon. Eric Eastham kind of mentioned it at times whenever he do those when he does those race reviews that Fox is just a lot of dead air with the broadcast because there's just 2 guys in the booth, which works for some sports, but for NASCAR it just doesn't work. We really haven't seen that since like the 90s. Kyle Busch is still 9.5 seconds off the lead. He is really lacking the speed in this race today, but Busch is going to give it his all. And again, now that he has cracked the top 10, we'll have to see how this pit strategy could work out. A lot of drivers stayed out of the pits under that last caution. Tire wear becoming a big factor here in the early going of the race. Doesn't look like he should be able to make it to the end of the fuel run. He'll likely have to pit before the end of the fuel. Had a rough start to the season. He's even behind Kyle Busch in points. Difference is Busch has the win and is locked into the playoffs. Briscoe has been nowhere close to winning a race this season. Almost a quarter of the way through the race already. Big run. He had a nice little draft through that front stretch, through the dog leg, stayed in line. Look at how deep Busch drives it into 1 and 2, trying to clear the 98. Briscoe with the crossover, but Busch blocks him off the exit of 2. And Kyle Busch up to 7th. Great move. Very aggressive to say the least, but he made a clean pass nonetheless, despite how aggressive it was. Busch goes down to the apron, making sure he clears Tommy Joe Martins again. Martins and Busch had a run. Oh, car in the wall, trouble, turn 2. Brandon Jones is involved. The 99 is also involved. A 2-car crash. Jones was running inside the top 5. Heavy damage to the front of that race car, and that is the second caution of the race at lap 47. Cindric leads and has led every lap so far. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. First pit stop of the day for a lot of the field here. 22 cars on the lead lap. Jesse Little in 23rd will get the free pass. So here we go. Busch in a preferred line. He'll restart in 7th. Chase Briscoe gains 2 spots on pit road. The big mover there. And Cindric wins the race off of pit road. Green flag back in the air. Riley Herbst on the outside of Kyle Busch. Spins the tires on the restart. And we'll see what kind of a short run car Busch has versus these leaders. 3 wide, drives it in deep through turns 1 and 2. Jones has lost a lot of track position after that accident. I believe he's still in the race, but he is well outside the top 10. We'll have to see if he can scratch and claw his way back into it. Oh, Austin Hill up the middle through turns 3 and 4. Don't see that at Phoenix too often. Busch down to the bottom through the dog leg, trying to hopefully clear Riley Herbst, and he can't quite do it. Herbst got a big side draft. Hill to the bottom. They're 3 wide again. Busch gets tight, barely clears Herbst, and Busch has to get way out of the gas before ending up in the wall. Kyle barely kept it off the wall, but that car just kept pushing up the track, and no matter how far he got out of the gas, that car did not want to turn. He finds himself now in 13th. Imagine me. See, that's one thing too. I feel like I can broadcast a lot of sports. NASCAR is obviously my #1, but I have a pretty good knowledge with a lot of different sports. it's just the sport I pay the most attention to. I grew up with it. That was a lot of it, but I loved it too. And I wanted to race when I was younger. My grandpa got me that quarter midget, and I mean, it was like, there was no way racing from that point on was not going to be a part of my life, or a huge part of it. There was just no way. Whether it was on or off the track. Kyle Busch kind of holding down his position on the racetrack. He's in 13th. He has lost 12th place by quite a bit, about a second and a half already. Daniel Hemrick in the 8 car right behind him. Colby Howard also in the mix, rookie in the number 15. And there's just a huge pack of cars right behind Kyle Busch. Busch does not have a fast short run car at all here. Remember, he restarted 7th. He gets a really good drive off a turn too, and it doesn't seem like it matters what lane he picks. I mean, you saw how much ground he was able to pull off of Colby Howard that time. Yeah, sorry if there's a little bit of blurriness or pixeliness on the chat. Kind of like that on mine too. Not my actual screen, but the laptop that I'm able to see the chat and everything. Yeah, I got the hotspot on, so that's about as good of internet as I'm gonna get tonight. Everybody's home tonight, so right when I came in the door there was already 2 TVs on, so we have Hulu and smart TV, so that uses a lot of the Wi-Fi, especially if I'm on it too. That's why you guys see a lag out from time to time if I'm not using my hotspot. I guess in a way it's kind of a good thing we do these I do these realistic broadcasts on the channel, because in times like this where it gets real pixely on the screen, it might be hard to tell exactly what's going on. At least you can hear the commentating and kind of, okay, this is where he's at. Okay, this is how he's doing.
Car there on the outside.
Oh, that's a huge run. Busch goes all the way to the bottom here. He's trying to clear that 51 of Jeremy Clements. Was basically came in out of nowhere. He's going for 13th. Oh, what a run by Clements to the outside. Brandon Jones coming up through the field also. I believe Clements wasn't involved in that accident. But they might have found the adjustment on that car. Oh boy, look at Brandon Jones trying to waste no time. 3 wide to the bottom for 13th. Jones, not sure exactly where he restarted, but that was a huge move. Austin Blake, welcome to the stream.
Still there. Stay low, stay low.
Busch trying to side draft the 51 of Clements, but Clements clears and Busch back to 15th. And it just doesn't seem like it matters how long the run takes. He just does not have the speed in the race car tonight. Hasn't even been close to the lead. He hasn't even been in the top 5 yet today. Still a little bit of a ways to go, but this race is clicking by pretty quickly.
Careful, still there.
Knowing there's likely only a couple more pit stops depending on how the cautions might play out tonight, that could play a very big factor also. Still 3 sets of tires though that Busch can use. But we're not quite halfway done yet, so he's still got to conserve when he can. Busch going to try to start high and drift it back down low, and again, he just cannot do it. He grips the outside or that upper lane in turns 1 and 2 really well, but he wants to be able to drive it all the way down to the bottom. That was a big swing at Clements. He got to his inside, but Clements beats him back to the gas. Drives off considerably. Busch is 13.5 seconds off the lead. That is his biggest deficit so far today, interval-wise. Well over a half a track back, and now 14 seconds off the lead. Called 88, welcome to the stream. And Busch is a 15th place car right now. He's having troubles keeping up with Clements in 14th. He had a big run there going into turn 1, or turn 3 rather, the old turn 1. Big dive into turns 3 and 4, 1 and 2 also. Getting these corners mixed up now. If this was somewhat of a newer configuration, well, I guess it kind of is, but they've been racing as far as the turns the way they are now for what, this is season 3 or 4 now since they moved the start finish line on the old backstretch. Basically right off the exit of turn 4. It's not even halfway down that front stretch. Again, making this racetrack very unique. No other track on the NASCAR circuit quite like it. Do I have anything else or just PS4? Yeah, I just have a PS4. I really desperately want a PS2 though. But especially this winter, if we could start doing full race live streams with older games and doing seasons on that to kind of fill the gap instead of just doing season after season after season on NASCAR Heat and the newer games year after year. Like if we could just do those 2 seasons and then have like a filler season on like, you know, NASCAR 2004 Thunder or, you know, 05 or so, you know, something of that nature. We can do like a full season championship mode, season or 2 there. It'd be a different point system. It'd be a lot of fun, I think. I would stay away from the career mode in that aspect just because I simply like doing the full races, and career mode doing full races, especially with Thunder 2004, that would just take way too long. But you're talking, I mean, probably 4 seasons at least just to get a championship. That's if you make it through the whole race. It's a lot easier to DNF in that game too. It'd be very difficult, especially when consistency matters, but it'll be a lot of fun. So someday. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Also, again, anybody new watching, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We are very close to 500. We'll be doing an online lobby as soon as we get to that 500 sub mark, as promised. Hopefully we can get there tonight. I really think we can. We were very close last night as it was. You know, the sad part is we were actually at 499 earlier, and we had 2 people unsub throughout the course of the day, or whatever the heck happened there. So either way, it's back to 497 into the stream. I happened to see that at work. I'm like, oh, I'm only 1 away, and then I'm like, I looked when I got home. I'm like, oh, I'm 3 away. What? So, do I have a PayPal or Patreon? No. I plan. Obviously, if I could do this full time, that'd be awesome. We don't have quite the subscribers right now. I really want to focus on building the channel first. But someday I plan on getting a Patreon as this channel gets bigger, and that'll help me obviously upgrade the channel more and more and more. Most of that money would go to the channel outside of my own pocket. It would go towards going to other races, being able to vlog at other racetracks. So that's kind of the idea I'd go. And obviously you guys as, or whoever as patrons can get some sort of benefits with the change towards. But as far as you guys, as what you can get out of it on top of just supporting me, I'm still thinking about that. I have, you know, some ideas. Definitely do some giveaways by that time. But yeah, I definitely love to pay the support back as much as I can. Thanks there, Joshua. No problem. There's nothing more that you can support me with right now than subscribing as you already have, and just keep coming back for more. It's already helping me out. Even though I'm not getting paid right now, it's helping me out a ton. Keeping my confidence level up, of course, too, so that's always nice. I think they'll do something like ARCA or Modifieds in the next Heat game. I really don't know. I honestly don't see that happening for at least the next year. I don't see that happening, honestly. I think there's a lot of other things they need to worry about adding and fixing with the game other than adding more series. Lap traffic now in the picture of the 13th place car at the time, Kyle Busch. It's around Chad Fincham. Or sorry, now he's going to be working on Chad Fincham. There's Ross Chastain in 12th. Colleague Racing 10 car. Well, at least my voice is back. It was going in and out at the very beginning of the race, but it feels good now. Sorry if I feel stuffed up again. I had a stuffy nose yesterday and a stuffy nose again today for whatever reason, so it feels a little worse today, honestly. I mean, I feel perfectly fine. Quite honestly. Like, physical-wise and mentally. I mean, I feel fine. It's just... I just got my allergy medication back, as I stated yesterday, but I think being off of it for a week, it'll probably take a couple days before I probably starts kicking in again. That seems to be the case because I usually stop taking it in the wintertime because usually my allergies aren't that bad. And then when spring hits, because I haven't been taking the medication for a couple months, that once spring hits, it's like it takes like a week before I like start to get back to like, you know, not having the constant itchy eyes and the runny nose. Allergies suck. As long as I can remember, I've had it really bad. It's like I'm not allergic to anything, but just common allergies in general. Almost halfway home, lap 85, as we currently sit 16 seconds off the lead in 12th place for Kyle Busch. Oh man, Matt Mills got to the back bumper, or the left rear at least, of Kyle Busch there. Not sure why he tried to cross him over. He's already multiple laps down. That's a 12th place car of all things too. Sure Kyle really didn't appreciate that much. Riley Herbst up there in 10th, starting to struggle with the lap cars. You saw him go into turns 1 and 2, looking to the outside, back to the inside. He can't get around those two guys. Ooh, Ray Black Jr. wanted to get around Cesar Baccarello there, couldn't do it. Busch had a huge run. Black had to wait behind the 90. Busch uses him as a pick, and he's up to 11th.
Still there. All right, clear low.
So we are using the controller tonight, as you guys have seen throughout the course of this race. We will be using the steering wheel tomorrow night, though. We go Xfinity Series racing once again, 5th race of the season at Auto Club. 300-miler tomorrow night, 150 laps. The 2-mile tri-oval, Montana, California. The mini West Coast swing here on this Xfinity Series custom schedule season. Kyle Busch, though, closing back in on the top 10. There's Riley Herbst.
Still there.
Oh man, Busch just could not enter the high side as well as he has throughout the course of the run. That car just kept drifting up the track. Lost a little bit of ground to Riley Herbst after he was gaining so much on him there for a little bit. But he gains it right back through turns 3 and 4. Busch has a huge run to the outside of Herbst. Lap car might be in the way of Tommy Joe Martins. No. Busch goes up the middle 3 wide. Makes the pass. Slides back up the track. Herbst back to the inside, but Busch beats him back to the gas. Kyle Busch up to 10th. What I think is going to happen to Matt Kenseth at the end of the year? He's going to retire. He has had a rough go at it since he came back. Obviously, the lack of practice doesn't help, and he's never raced especially on the intermediate tracks, this 550 horsepower package. Although he was pretty good at Darlington when they first came back, in Indianapolis he had good runs. That's been it. Those are the highlights of the season so far for Matt Kenseth, which is really disappointing, I'm sure, for Kenseth fans everywhere. But yeah, I don't see him coming back next year for any team. I'm sure it's not the way Kenseth wanted to go out. I think he was thinking he could have found at least some sort of success, but that's just not the case. And the Chevy camp in general hasn't been running well, so I'm sure that doesn't help. And you also got to consider the fact, too, I don't think really many, if any, people talk about this, but Matt Kenseth has not driven a Chevrolet in his Cup Series career until he came to Chip Ganassi all of a sudden this season, partway through the season, of all things. So that could have something to do with it, too. Especially with these being Camaros now. I mean, right when he left the Cup Series is when the Camaros when the Camaros did come in, 2018. He was racing part-time for Roush that year, but he wasn't racing full-time, and he was still obviously at Roush, so that was a Ford. I definitely think that plays a little bit of a factor. Alex LeBay having a great run here today. He had a great run in the second race of the year at Charlotte, finished 4th. Pretty strong start to the season. He's battling for 8th. 3-car battle. Oh, Busch is in the wall in turns 1 and 2. Tried to go to the outside LeBay there, and that car again just kept pushing up the track. LeBay still stuck behind the 99 of Josh Bilicki, who was involved in that second and last caution that we had. Cameron, welcome to the stream. Busch uses the 99 car as a pick, and he's up to 9th. Yeah, definitely remember you from last night. Indeed, let's go. See if we can get this 54 car up towards the front. Big rundown on Austin Hill for 8th. Kyle Busch has not led a lap tonight. We're almost halfway home. He has not even been in the top 5 for a single lap tonight either. Brandon Jones has not had a caution since he brought out the last caution after a hard hit to the outside wall in turns 1 and 2. Again, involving also the lap car of Josh Bilicki at the time. Jones is back up to 7th place, but he had to restart towards the back of the pack. Kyle Busch still 16 seconds off the lead. Austin Cindric has been absolutely dominant tonight. Started on the pole. He led every lap up until the second caution at least. Led a few laps after the restart. We haven't been able to really see him since. But I'd have to imagine that Austin Cindric is likely still leading this race. Yes, and it is. So Austin Cindric is leading the race. Kyle Busch, 15.5 seconds off the lead. Worst part is for Kyle, he's almost all the way through the run. And this car is just not fast at all. Again, you'll have to excuse me. The stuffy nose make me cough every now and then, so. On top of the stuffy nose itself. At least my voice, again, isn't going in and out like it was at the beginning of the stream. Busch is running down Brandon Jones as well as Chase Briscoe for that matter. Briscoe about 4 seconds ahead of him still. And that right front's wearing out quite a bit. Busch will have to short pit if we stay green long enough. Jones has to go to the outside of those couple lap cars. Sounds like the leaders are pitting this time. Or at least a car is pitting. Busch had a great run through 1 and 2, down low, drove it in deep, got it to stick. And he's catching right up to that 19 car, fellow Toyota driver. Just past halfway. Rod G, welcome to the stream. Kyle Busch looks low off of turn 2, and he will clear Brandon Jones easily before we even get into turn 3. So Kyle Busch up to 7th place, as high as he has been in the running order today. 98 laps to go, just past halfway. Still got 3 tires, 3 sets of tires. Not many drivers on the lead lap for the most part. Busch is still 14 seconds off the lead. He got stuck behind Castle, who's trying to get under David Starr for 32nd at the back of the pack. Garrett Master 2000, welcome to the stream. We're at Phoenix tonight, Cameron. We have 97 laps to go. Busch is going to try to take this run as long as he can. Assuming the rest of the field can make it the entire fuel run, Kyle Busch is likely going to be pitting, if I had to guess, anywhere between 10 to 13 laps before the rest of the field. That could be a dangerous situation, obviously, especially on this short of a racetrack and this long of a pit road. It starts off of turn 3 and wraps all the way around until about halfway down the front stretch. I should say starts off of turn 2 and wraps about halfway around the front stretch. Easily go a lap down or 2 at this racetrack during the cycling of pit stops. And if Busch is the first to hit pit road, although if we cycle all the way through, if a caution comes out, he's trapped 2 laps down the rest of the race. And there's no getting that back with about 90 laps to go. I just don't see that happening. Well, Busch has been really bad on the short run. The only chance he's got likely is to work on that car, adjust the car. He has not done that so far tonight, but he's only made 1 pit stop too. And he wasn't really up front at the start of the race because he did not qualify or practice, so had to start at the rear. 12.5 seconds off the lead. So over the course of the run, he is gaining a little bit of time. He was about 17.5 seconds off the lead. So he's trimmed the lead down by about 5 seconds, but it has taken him almost the entire run just to do that, and that's after he fell so far off the lead. Busch might have slightly overdrove 3 and 4 there. Just 92 to go. Big run to the inside of Briscoe. Busch went for it all. Trying to side draft the 98 now off the exit of turn 2. He beats him back to the gas, clears him. Kyle Busch up to 6th. He's got a chance here at Brandon Brown for 5th. Likely before Kyle has to hit pit. Oh, no, probably not. Kyle would like to stay out 1 more lap if he can, just in case the caution comes out. But he's going to pit this time. He's not going to risk it. It'll be a 4-tire stop for Kyle Busch. Not sure of the pit road speed, 45 miles an hour, and he'll easily get down in time. Not going to repair damage, saving time there also. 4 fresh tires, 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and a half a round of wedge adjustment. Actually, a full round of wedge adjustment for Kyle Busch. So a pretty major wedge adjustment. He's trying to loosen it up as best as he can. Way better driver than you. What mode am I on? I'm on 105 for the AI difficulty, so that's max and expert mode. Granted, well, it's not expert. It's expert on the career mode because there's no actual custom AI difficulty. But then it's on custom AI difficulty, which is set at 105 for the championship mode. So 4-tire stop again here for Kyle Busch and a 1 round of wedge adjustment, trying to loosen up the car. Took it out of the car, of course, to loosen it up. He's going to come out of the pits. He's going to have 4 fresh tires for about 12 laps, but he is now 1 lap down. And here comes the leader, Cindric. Busch is trying to get up to speed and stay in front of that 22 car to keep from going 2 laps down. And he's going to be able to drive away from him. So Kyle Busch, first driver of the lead lap cars to hit pit road. He was in 6th at the timing of him coming into the pits. And roughly 11 seconds off the lead. Oh, we got a lot of cars pitting now, so it looks like they weren't going to pit long after Kyle. They saw Kyle come down, and that's going to lead everybody else down to pit road now. At least it's less of a chance for Kyle Busch getting caught a lap down, but I'm sure if it could have stayed green to the end, hindsight's always 20/20, but if it would have stayed green to the end, Busch would have gained a lot more time over the course of 12 laps versus just 1 or 2. And there is Brandon Brown that he was just behind. So he does, again, he cycles in front of him simply by pitting 1 lap earlier, but not by much. Brown has a much faster short run car also. But Austin Cindric's still on the track. He is not pit yet. Busch trying to protect his position on Brandon Brown. That will likely be an eventual battle for 5th. Busch might be a little bit faster on the short run because he loosened the car up, but he still probably doesn't have the short run speed at all. And how loose will it get on the longer run? So we know he's loose as it is. Wow, Brown drove it in deep into turns 3 and 4. Busch really backed off the corner a lot more, though. Brown is easily going to clear him. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. Man. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in. 500 subs hopefully tonight by the end of the stream. We've gotten a couple over the course of the day today. When we came into that stream last night needing 6. I was hoping we could have gotten there last night. No problem, let's get it tonight. Kyle Busch does cycle into 5th, but not everybody has hit pit road because he is still a lap down. Austin Cindric is on pit road as we speak, so Busch will get his lap back. And I'm surprised Cindric stayed out as long as he did. Probably because of his massive lead. He had that time to kill just in case the caution came out. Could have made his job much easier. What's the next career mode video? I actually recorded multiple videos this week when I was off, so that way I was able to actually upload them because I'm not available to play them until Thursday because of my work week. Again, Monday through Wednesday I have no time outside of streaming, but I have a couple videos that are already set to go. It's just a matter of me uploading, so at the end of the stream tonight I will upload those, and they'll likely be up even later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Should have 2 of them if I'm not mistaken. So Busch slightly gained. He's about 10.5 seconds off the lead. 82 laps to go here today. It's been a while since we've seen a caution. Lap 64 was the last caution in this race, so this is the longest green flag run. And Busch is in danger right now of losing a spot to Justin Allgaier, and Chase Briscoe is coming in hot as well. Kyle Busch, though, in 5th place. Love the career mode videos. Thanks, man. Yeah, the career mode stuff, I strictly do it more for you guys than my own entertainment. It has nothing to do with realistic broadcasts. And I know you guys like it. I'm having fun with it, not gonna lie. Man. 80 laps to go. Look at that run on the outside through 1 and 2 for Allgaier. Busch kind of beat him back to the gas, but Allgaier gets the run off that top side slightly. Faster car again at this point in the run does not help. So great pass on the outside for Allgaier. Chase Briscoe closing in on Busch for 6th. Brandon Jones 2.5 seconds behind where Busch is at. Oh, and the 99 just moves Kyle Busch up the track. That's Josh Bilicki. Briscoe gonna follow in. I am not sure at all why Bilicki in 25th, multiple laps down, moved Kyle Busch, but he did. And Kyle's not too happy about that. Big run through the dogleg. Briscoe's having problems trying to clear Bilicki himself. And Busch drives it in deep. Oh, man, he drives into the side of the 99. Caution's out. Caution is out further back in the pack, somewhere around the track. Meanwhile, Michael Annett is actually in the lead at the timing of that 3rd caution of the race. Just 78 to go. Ross Chastain at 13th will get the free pass, so we'll have 13 cars on the lead lap. Kyle Busch is going to pit here. Likely he's going to be a few laps short on fuel, but he'll take the fresh tire advantage. He's got 2 sets left. Why not? Busch got a little payback on the 99 of Bilicki right before that caution. Again, not happy that he got moved out of the way and lost a spot to Briscoe, but nonetheless, Busch will hit pit road. Looks like everybody else on the lead lap will stay out. Surprised none of the lap down cars are pitting. So here we go. Green flag back in the air. Michael Annett will lead the field to the green. He had to have cycled ahead of Austin Cindric, with Cindric staying out a little bit longer. 4 wide on the restart into turn 1. My goodness. Didn't see that coming. And now Kyle Busch has about 10 lap pressure tires on the field. That will make a difference. Busch down to the apron through the dog leg. Trying to gain as much time as he can here. He's quickly gotten back inside the top 10. Can't quite clear Alex Labbe off of turn 2. Into 3, he does clear him. Labbe with a big run back to the outside, but he has allowed Riley Herbst under him now. Busch with another big run. Through the apron. On the dog leg once again. Side by side for the lead. Up ahead, off of turn 2. Kyle Busch on 4 fresh Goodyears. Trying to charge through the field. He has not led a lap today. Has very minimally been inside the top 5 simply because of the cycling of pit stops. Everybody will have to pit one more time to the end, and he does have one more set of tires, so it was a good strategy to pit, especially when nobody else did. He didn't lose that many spots. Fell from 7th all the way back to 12th on the restart, so just 5 spots. He did have to restart on the top, but he got to the bottom quickly, taking it 4 wide, not wasting any time at all. So he's to the inside of Austin Hill. He had a big side draft off of turn 4. And Kyle Busch, oh, can't quite clear Hill yet. Off of turn 2 he does. Riley Herbst will duck underneath Austin Hill all of a sudden behind Kyle Busch. Oh man, Herbst really ran Austin Hill up the track. He wanted to make sure he cleared him. Austin Cindric, meanwhile, back up to second. He has led the most laps today, well over half the race. Oh, and Herbst gets to the back bumper of his teammate, Kyle Busch. I'm sure Busch did not appreciate that from his teammate, but Herbst thinks he's got a faster car. He wants to go. Busch gonna hold him up longer. Well, bump and run tactic did not work that time for Herbst. It definitely loosened Kyle up, though, that is for sure, but it just slowed them both down because Herbst couldn't get around him. Riley drives it high. That's the line Busch wants to run. Start high, finish low. But even after that wedge adjustment, it just doesn't feel like the car is really loosened up much for Kyle. Not to exactly where he wants it, at least. Again, just 3 cautions so far tonight. This Xfinity Series season has not had a lot of cautions in any race this season. Just 2 at Charlotte, 3 at Daytona. And the most coming in that last race at Martinsville, we had 5. Decent amount, but not a ton, especially by Martinsville standards. Kyle Busch starting to run these guys down slowly but surely. Cindric has caught Michael Annett now for the race lead. He is right on his back bumper into turns 1 and 2. Busch had a decent run in the center of the corner, kind of lost that speed on the exit, but he's trying to use the apron to get alongside the 68 of Brown. It works. Can he clear him? Boy, Busch drove it in deep. So did Brown. Busch clears. Off of turn 2, Kyle's up to 7th. Chase Briscoe less than a second ahead of him in 6th. Leaders haven't caught lap traffic, and Austin Cindric still hasn't gotten to the lead since the restart. 63 to go. He's got plenty of time. Sure, he would like to do that before they catch lap traffic, though. Maybe he can use the lap traffic to his advantage. Mercury, welcome to the stream. And actually, that's Michael Annett sitting in 3rd right now. I'm not sure who exactly is leading the race. Austin Cindric keeps stuck and driving deep into turn 1 on the inside. Noah Gragson's the leader, so my bad on that. And that did lead at the restart. Lost the lead to Noah Gragson. Cindric fell back to 3rd on the restart, got past Annett pretty quickly. And it's Noah Gragson leading his first laps of the race today. Trying to make it 4 different winners in the first 4 races of the season. Cindric, though, trying to go for a repeat. Kyle Busch trying to, meanwhile, go for 6th on Chase Briscoe. Good drive off of turn 2 by both of them. Busch on the bottom, pretty good run. Nice side draft down the backstretch into 3. On the brakes hard, pulls up the track and clears Briscoe. Briscoe with the crossover, but he's blocked off. Kyle Busch up to 6th. 5 seconds off the lead. You can tell the fresh tires making a difference. As well as the wedge adjustment slightly now that we're getting longer and longer into the run. Car coming alive a lot quicker here for Kyle Busch. You just got to hope at the very end of the run, hopefully it doesn't get too loose on him. 58 to go. How about the day Brandon Jones has had? Very topsy-turvy for him. And Busch is driving it in hard. He really went low through 1 and 2 there. Brandon Jones going for third on Michael Annett. He got in an accident while running in fifth at lap 64 during that second caution. Very quickly he has gotten through the field. Jacob, days so far so good. Thanks for asking, man. Kyle Busch running down Allgaier for fifth. Given the car Kyle Busch has had most of the day, even a top 5 would be a very good performance. Now in the first 3 races of the year, despite only winning 1, he has led at least 1 lap in each race. Charlotte, I believe he only led 4, but he did lead some. Man, need a drink. That's what I need. Problem is, I can't pause it. Should have taken one under that last caution that we had about 20 laps ago. Well, that was a big move by Kyle Busch. That's what he's been trying to do all day. Start high, dive to the inside. Look at the run he's got on Allgaier all of a sudden. That was exactly what he wanted. Into turn 3, he drives it in deep again, side by side with Allgaier. Little side draft in action going on right now. Allgaier can't clear him. Busch going all the way up the track through the dog leg. He's racing him clean, but he is definitely racing him hard for 5th. Oh man, look at these guys go at it. Busch trying to get a better drive off of turn 2. Again, started as high as he could with Allgaier to his outside. Busch clears him into turn 3.
Got one outside now.
Pause and drink, it's okay. I'm good now. If it starts to get bad again, then I'll get a drink. And Busch really drove it in deep, kind of a protective line to make sure Allgaier wasn't going to cross him over. Kyle gave up a little bit of ground by doing it, though, down the straightaway. Drove it in deep into turn 3. Couple lap cars in the mix. Landon Castle, Joe Nemechek. 51 laps to go here at Phoenix. 3.5 seconds off the lead for Busch. At this point in the run, it's definitely as close as he's been to the lead all day. Matches a race high 5th place as he runs currently. Just a second off of 4th for Brandon Jones and a second and a half off of 3rd for Michael Annett. Cindric has still not gotten around the race leader of Noah Gragson. Busch had a little bit of a slide there through the corner. Sticks to the high lane though. And get around Josh Williams on the outside. Gamer Playboy, welcome to the stream. Gonna alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. Busch gonna go all the way down to the apron here through the dog leg once again. Big run, man. Busch goes from 5th to 3rd. Oh, and Michael Annett just drills Kyle Busch up the racetrack. Oh my goodness. Caution is out now. Annett just absolutely drilled Busch for those couple extra spots, and unfortunately for Busch, after making the pass cleanly on him down the front stretch, the caution comes out. And Busch will stay losing those 2 spots. More fresh tires. Just a half can of fuel. Kyle Busch will make another wedge adjustment here. Half a round. Taking it out of the car. Jeremy Clements will get the free pass at 14th. Final pit stop of the race for everybody today. Kyle Busch actually gained a spot on pit road. Noah Gragson will win the race out of the pits. Green flag back in the air at Phoenix. Ooh, big run by Kyle Busch on the bottom, 3 wide for second place. He's going for the lead into turn 1. Boy, he drove it in deep. Oh, he went for it all, but he couldn't get it. Worth the shot for sure, but he does gain 1 spot. Is the adjustment good enough to hang with these guys? He has been slow on the short run all day long. Thanks there, Gamer Playboy. Man, 3 wide through the field. Busch is getting freight train on the bottom nonetheless. He's holding the bottom well, but he's still 3 wide. Gregson has the lead and the clean air, but Cindric, fastest car all day long, right behind him. Busch all the way down to the apron again here. That was a big run. Still got Allgaier to his outside. Michael Annett just absolutely drilled Kyle Busch. Busch gained 1 spot on pit road, but imagine if he would have gained 1 spot from 3rd place, he would have restarted on the front row and would have had a much better shot than restarting in 4th to get to the lead. You got to say, Michael Annett really costed him a lot more than what you would have expected by door slamming him. Brandon Brown underneath of Kyle Busch uses a bump and run tactic to get around him. He had such a big run too. He actually got to the inside of Chastain also. Couldn't clear him though. But now Brown is going to clear Chastain. Ooh, Kyle got really tight off the exit of the corner. Kyle's just moving backwards. Oh, into the back of Ray Black Jr. Kyle Busch. Now Austin Hill to the outside. Big time side draft. Oh man, Vinnie Miller's there, but he's a lap down. 3 wide middle. Busch has to hang on. Kyle Busch is moving backwards, and this wedge adjustment is loosening Kyle Busch up, and it almost seems like it's made him a little slower. Because Kyle Busch, I mean, although he hasn't been good on the short runs all day long, it seems like he's even worse on this one. This is definitely costing him a ton right now. We've only won 1 race on this Xfinity season. This is the 4th race of the year. Had 3 different winners in the first 3 races. Austin Hill won at Daytona. Austin Cindric won at Charlotte. And then Martinsville, we got the win in the last race. And here today at Phoenix, Noah Gragson still leads over Austin Cindric. But Cindric has by far had the fastest car today. Led the entirety of the first half of the race. Little pit strategy. Gave Michael Annett the lead in the restart on the front row. Kind of costed Cindric better. Well, it depends though too. He's going to need time to kind of slingshot his way through the field, but we just don't know exactly how this is going to work. Cars coming in much quicker here again, but again, those leaders are so much faster than Kyle Busch. Busch got the 3rd for a quick glimpse before that last caution, but officially at the start-finish line he was still 5th, so Kyle Busch has not been scored higher than 5th place in this race all day long. Hasn't even been close to leading a lap. $35 laps to go at Phoenix. No more sets of tires for anybody too, so that's a really big problem for Kyle Busch. is that if we do get another caution, he is forced to stay out. And that is why the later the caution, probably the better for Kyle Busch, knowing he doesn't have a short run car. On older tires, though, it would help. Oh, Hemrick gets to his inside, about turned him off at turn 4. He needs a caution, but not like that. My goodness. Kyle Busch has been getting beat around like crazy in this race. Fastest lap is a 27.111. The contact off of 4 that last lap. Oh man, he just overdrove turns 3 and 4 on this lap. He's been having his fits here with Vinnie Miller, who was a lap down. Timmy Clements, who got the free pass, only 3 seconds behind Kyle Busch. He's already 3 seconds behind the 12th place car of Ray Black Jr. Man, he drove it in deep into 3 and 4 there to try and clear Vinnie Miller, but Miller going to try the crossover. Kyle's got good straightaway speed down the front, though, and he's going to clear him easily into turn 1. What's the best videos I've got on my channel? Honestly, the truck stream, if you didn't get a chance to see that truck race last night, that truck race at Daytona was awesome. From start to finish. Ended up having a photo finish, last lap pass for the win. It was epic. These full race live streams is probably as good as it gets, at least in my opinion. This is probably as fun, or the most fun I have, you know, broadcasting the race, and especially that you guys enjoy it. I do like giving out the predictions, though, for the fantasy advice, too. Been doing really well at it this year, so that definitely helps, but not only that, I mean, to give you guys the advice, too, and get your feedback on it as well, and your guys' advice. I have a lot of fun with those videos, also. Patrick Shadley, welcome to the stream. I don't know if I missed the setup or we're just slow. Again, I don't use custom setups, and we haven't been higher than 5th place all day. Even on the long run, by the end of the run, we've only gotten up as high as 5th. We can't even touch the leaders. We've been about 2 seconds off the lead at the closest on that long run. But that's it. 4 cautions so far total in the race today. Busch is on his last set of tires, so he has to go the final 45 laps since the restart on this set of tires. He should be able to do it. 28 to go at this point. So he's already close to halfway through the run. Made a couple wedge adjustments throughout the course of the race. It just doesn't seem like anything is really working out for Kyle Busch. Yeah, but that's not really Kyle's own doing there with the brake rotor giving out. I mean, he could have been harsh on the brakes leading to that brake rotor giving out, but it's tough to tell when you have a mechanical failure such as that. Kyle Busch is slowly starting to cut back into this. He's 13.5 seconds off the lead, but just 25 laps to go at Phoenix of all tracks, 1 mile in length. That's not enough time for Kyle to get anywhere close to the lead. If this stays green to the end, he's going to have trouble just to get back in the top 10. Only 1 top 10 in the first 3 races this year. That was his win in dominant fashion at Martinsville in the last race. It's a rough go this season. He came into this race 9th in points. No DNFs, but just a couple of bad luck performances. So Busch was able to start higher, drive it off to the inside very well there. It seems like the last two runs with this setup, or with a little bit looser of a setup, sorry, voice is going in and out, kind of like it was at the beginning of the stream, but a little bit looser of a setup, really helping that drivability in turns 1 and 2. Again, he could start off a little bit higher and really drive it back down to that yellow line on the inside. That is the fastest way around this track in 1 and 2, at least at Phoenix. Turns 3 and 4, you pretty much just got to grip the bottom. Hit your mark, hit your apex as good as possible. You can use that apron quite a bit, honestly. Saudia, welcome to the stream. Alex Labate in 12th, less than a second ahead of Kyle Busch. 11th place, Ross Chastain, only a second and a half ahead. So again, I think he could get to the top 10. Every position. Oh, car up in smoke. Will that bring out a caution? Justin Allgaier up in smoke now. And a lot of drivers are checking up. Oh, huge check up. Oh, man. Almost an accident there. Labate about sideswiped Ross Chastain. That's going to help Kyle Busch try to get to the top 10. He's up to 11 just because of it. Big run on Labate off of turn 2. Allgaier going to make it to pit road. We stay green. That was probably the chance for Busch to get the caution, but he didn't get it. And he's going to clear Labate off of turn 4 for 10th. Austin Hill in 8th. Ray Black Jr. 9th, just in front of Kyle Busch. Less than 20 to go now. 14 seconds off the lead, though. That pass on Allgaier was also a position. Because Allgaier was having a good day. He was in the top 10 pretty much all day. Big run to the bottom. Busch is there. Gonna go all the way to the apron. Through the dogleg, lap car. Chad Fincham in the way. Austin Hill up the middle, 3 wide into turn 1. Busch outdrives all of them. Kyle Busch up to 8th. So Kyle Busch, 8th place, but he's about 4.5 to 5 seconds off of 7th for Riley Herbst. And this race car's gotten way, way looser now on Busch's number 54 Toyota Supra. Thanks for stopping by there, gamer. Thanks for subbing, of course, also. Getting very close to 500. I don't think we're there yet. I haven't been able to refresh the screen just to make sure, but I think we're just shy still. But we're not at the end of the stream yet. We're very close, but we're not there yet. Oh man, Busch is really loose, and he is having a very difficult time trying to hang on to that race car. Not as bad in turns 3 and 4 with a little bit more banking. That flatter corner through turns 1 and 2 is really hurting Kyle. $15 laps to go. Halfway through the tire run. Might have loosened it up the hair too much. He did only a half around a wedge to take out of the car under that last pit stop. But on top of the full round, that pit stop before, it was just too much overall. Probably should have just kept the same setup. Maybe went with an air pressure adjustment, but 14 to go. Needless to say, Kyle Busch is trying. I think he can gain at least a couple more spots. Lap traffic is hit or miss on whether or not he's gaining, and he does seem like he is the fastest car on the track now. Problem is, he's about 12.5 to 13 seconds off the lead, and we have 13 laps to go at the line. That is just not possible to make up. Lap traffic could help him get to the top 5, but despite the ill-handling race car, can Kyle get a caution and win this race? Thanks for stopping by, Sadia. $12 to go. Push back into the gas a little too soon there. It helped the car from wanting to spin out with how loose it's been, though. I mean, you can just see that tire fall off over the course of the run, too. This last lap by Kyle Busch was a 27.772. Well over 7/10 of a second off from his fastest lap time of the race. On the short runs, of course. Kyle Busch can restart on the bottom also versus the top side. He'd have a much better chance and an easier chance to get to the lead. See that tire smoke out of that left side. I believe that's the left rear that is smoking up on Busch's car through that corner. Driving it very hard on very worn out tires. Nine laps to go. He's only a second and a half off of Riley Herbst. And Riley's got a ton of lap traffic in the near future. Eight to go. The leader gets to the white flag. The next flag will end the race. If the caution did come out, the race would be over. So Kyle trying to gain as many spots as possible. Whether it stays green or not. This is a big spot there on Riley Herbst. Again, if we get that caution, that would be able to restart him on the inside. So he's going to drive it in deep into turn number 1 and 2. Big slide job by Kyle Busch, and he cleared him barely. The lap car of Anthony Alfredo to the outside, he was kind of able to use him as a pick by driving it in deep. So Kyle Busch up to 7th. 2 seconds off in 5th place, Chase Briscoe. So top 5, not completely out of the question here for Busch. 6 to go. Man, Kyle has pretty much struggled on speed all day. Although the car is very loose, if he can keep control of it, it is fast. Again, he is the fastest car on the track. Over the last 7 laps, he's cut that lead down by about 2.5 to 3 seconds, but it's too little too late. If this run could have went an extra 10 to 15 laps, I'd say he might have had a shot, but... Oh, Busch in the wall off of turn 4. Just pushing it a little too hard, slid up the track just a little too much. Cost him a little time. Every point's valuable here. Regular season point standings. It's like for the 4th straight race, he's going to lose. Well, I should say outside of the win. But Austin Cindric finished 3rd at Martinsville, even when Kyle Busch had won. So he only gained a few points there, and obviously Cindric's having a good day. Noah Gragson, though, is leading the race still. Looking to be the 4th different winner in the first 4 races of the season. Cindric, though, in 2nd place and likely not far behind him. We'll have to see lap after lap if he can hold on to it. Caution comes out at this point. We go to overtime. We will go past the scheduled distance. 3 laps to go. Busch only a half second now behind Brandon Brown for 6th. Busch is going hard. Oh, yeah, great run, and he's going to get around Bilicki pretty easily. A lap car that looked like he was going to be in the way, but he was able to get by. Just 2 laps to go now. Big side draft there off of turn 4. Brown couldn't clear Kyle Busch off the exit of the corner. Busch is there. So Kyle Busch will move to 6th. He's not going to get to 4th on Brandon Jones. And he's going to finally clear Brown off of turn 2. Well, Cindric trying to run down Gregson. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. This is the final lap of the race. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch trying to run down Briscoe for 5th. He's got a shot at him into turns 1 and 2. Big run, couldn't get him there. And he clears him off of turn 2 for 5th. Austin Cindric has fallen back to 3rd, but off of turn 4 one final time. It is Noah Gragson who will get the win at Phoenix. 4 different winners in the first 4 races of this Xfinity Series season. Unbelievable. Already a quarter of the playoff spots are filled up. Oh no, Gragson gets the win. Or sorry, Michael Annett. I'm sorry for that. Noah Gragson was leading with 3 laps to go. Michael Annett steals the win in the lap traffic. So Michael Annett will actually be the winner. Still a 4 different winner in the first 4 races, but it's the other Junior Motorsports Chevrolet that gets the victory. So Michael Annett, first win of the season. That's a big one. Noah Gragson second. Annett barely led any laps today. Probably less than 5 if I had to guess. Definitely had a fast pit crew, but he ended up getting the win. Noah Gragson second. Austin Cindric third. Brandon Jones with a comeback performance in 4th. Kyle Busch finished 5th. Struggled most of the day, but he'll take a top 5. Just a second of the young season. Chase Briscoe 6th. Brandon Brown 7th. Riley Herbst 8th. Good run for the Daytona winner Austin Hill finishing 9th. And Ray Black Jr. rounds out the top 10. 13 drivers finished on the lead lap today. We had 4 cautions total in the race. Take a look at how many drivers DNF'd and who all DNF'd. Jesse Little, Harrison Burton, the only 2 drivers to DNF in the race. Harrison Burton's struggles continue 4 races into the season. So that's going to do it here for this one. As usual, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the race, the commentary, the video in general. And I will see you guys next time here. Let me refresh it. I don't think we're at 500 subs yet, but I'm refreshing just to make sure. For the next race of this Xfinity Series season, race 5, we'll see if we might get a 5th different winner in the first 5 races of the season. So here we go. That is going to be it. Again, thanks for everybody tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.